Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today we are gonna make a short little video about the 93 Cobra we just bought. So I wanted a bone stock Cobra. Couldn't afford one, to be honest. Everyone that has one, usually the stock ones are lower miles and unaffordable. So this one was in my budget and it's near stock, motor and transit stock, minus painted intake and a cold air intake. So it's like mildly, whatever, built, modded. It's not built, you know what I mean, but lightly modded. That's what we'll call it. So the shift knob is aftermarket, has the triple pod gauge, which is on the side, driver's side. And then what else is there? Sunroof has that decal on there. I posted you guys if I should ditch it or leave it. And you guys said take it off. So that's what we're about to do right now. It's an American flag. We're gonna rip that off. Shift knob came in today. The pillar gauge comes in tomorrow, but I'm anxious. So we're just gonna do the little stuff tonight and get this Cobra looking stock. I'm gonna keep the full suspension on it because it rides like a dream, handles like a dream, looks good. And I'm not about to have a monster truck Fox body. So we're gonna leave the suspension, everything underneath how it is, but interior and under the hood, make it kind of more stock. So let's start with that. Also, it has a system in the back. It's not terrible, but it's not very loud. So we're gonna ditch that. The battery's in the back. I'm putting it in the front. So the hatch area is nice and clean. So let's start with that and get this video going. All right guys, the next thing I got a Ford shift knob. The red one don't look too bad since the floor's red or whatever, but we're still gonna put a factory one in there. I'll probably have to loosen that nut. Oh. We're just gonna put a factory one in just because, but this one is pretty sweet. SVT has the Cobra and then it says Venom. He named the car, well his kids named the car Venom. So it's kind of a cool little story. So I'm gonna have to get a wrench. The shift knob didn't look too bad because the floor mats have Cobra and red on them, you know, but can't go stock if you leave it in. That's how it works. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to leave the factory shift knob yet. The red one was kind of growing on me, but we're going to put it in for now, see what happens. Also, the other thing, I knew I forgot something when I was talking, steering wheel. So I got a steering wheel and I actually found the right part number for it. So that's also in the mail. The airbag has a F3 on it for 93. And then also I forgot another thing, the rear view mirror. So he was gonna put a backup camera in here since it's got the double din, which the double din is staying. I actually really like that because I drive my cars and I like to listen to music. So I can't have a factory radio and just basically listen to the radio. I gotta have something other than just the radio. really tight. There it is. Looks pretty plain, but that's how they came. So got the shift knob, waiting on the mirror, steering wheel, got the airbag ready. Tomorrow the pillar comes over here, so we'll be taking the gauges out. And then we got to hook up the factory gauges again, because most people hook them both up. He just hooked up the triple gauge and unhooked the factory, so we'll have to get all that stuff fixed. All right, guys, the little clips you've seen before this were probably 2 months ago, maybe a month, I don't know. My video's been all over. Shop's been busy. I've been busy on the pace car. That video just came out, but just got the steering wheel in from LMR. I bought the aftermarket because everyone wants a fortune for their wore out original ones without cruise control. Airbags original, date code F3 for 93. Came with all the airbag sensors, just in case the car was hitting the front. It's a clean Carfax, but you never know. Got the horn buttons, so they're gonna be on there. And then also the pillars for the front, so we can get rid of the triple gauges. So had time on the weekend. We're gonna go in the showroom, pull it out, pull it in the shop, and get started on the steering wheel swap for sure. I don't know about the gauge pot. I'll show you when we get there what I'm talking about. That he tapped into this area that I'm not really knowledgeable about. So we're gonna pull it in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I haven't started this for a little over a month, so I don't know if the battery will be back. He says the radio kind of drains it a little bit. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, this is my 93 Cobra. We bought it a few months ago. It's not 100% stock, but it's close. So show you the stuff that we're changing on it. The hatch seen better days, kind of got some dents there, a little rust bubble I think right there, so we're gonna be fixing that. But I don't like the stuff in the back. The battery tray's kind of cool, but at the same time, I don't like how big it is. I hate how that looks. Everything about that I don't like. It's not that loud either. So we're gonna take the system out right now for sure. We might take that out, I don't know yet. I think I'm gonna, because I want it in the front, but we're gonna see how everything's wired up and stuff. And that is what we're doing in the back. As for the sides that I was just talking about, the pillar gauge. So the steering wheel, I actually like the steering wheel. The problem is, I'll sit in here, show you. It's so small that my head's back here, so it blocks all the gauges. See that? And it just feels weird because it's so small. Like, look at my hand. The wheel's tiny. So we're gonna put the stock one in. Then the triple pod gauge would be cool if you're in high school, but oil, fuel is kind of nice to know, but at the same time it's stock. And then temp. Well, battery, temp, oil, gas. Like, I don't need this stuff. So we're gonna ditch that. But the problem that I was telling you guys about, that I'm not sure, pop the hood, the fuel line, for one, he used a nitrous line. It's kind of weird, but I don't know what you use on fuel lines, I guess. I would use AN line, but he used like this nitrous line and he tapped it into a Schrader valve thing right there. So I don't know if I can just unscrew that and it'll be fine, or if I need a new line or a valve, I don't know. We're gonna try to unhook it tonight. I'm hoping that's the, every time I park this car in the showroom and stuff, it smells like raw gas. I'm hoping it has to do with this stupid line, because it's really annoying that my showroom smells like gas. It's kind of got out of there, and then I just started it, so it'll probably be back. But as for under the hood, it's fairly stock, has a throttle body. He painted the intake, factory valve covers, MSD, distributor, MSD. It's stock enough for me to like it, I guess. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna leave everything. I mean, it looks clean. I like the chrome bar. But with the prices in these, stock is worth more. But at the same time, I think I want to powder coat the intake, the actual upper intake, and then the colder intake. I kind of want to powder coat it like a tux black, like a texture black, and then keep the valve covers, but take them off and get another set and powder coat those two so it all matches, and kind of make it all black under the hood. I'm not sure yet. These are just ideas. But as for the interior, I want the interior to look stock. So, and I kind of got my floor mat dirty, so we'll see if we can clean that up. But the radio is definitely staying, the double din. I don't like the factory radios, and I actually like that. So that's definitely staying, but the majority of it's gonna be factory. I'm gonna get factory pedals because those are ugly. I like the cup holders because it's a driver, so I want to keep those. And then that's about where we're at. I'm gonna start taking that stuff off. We're gonna start with the steering wheel, and then we're gonna mess with the gauge pod. So let's get to it. All right, guys, I got all the stuff off, the adapters and everything, and this was like a block plate so you don't see up behind the steering wheel. Got all that stuff off, and this is what I'm left with. I don't have a clock spring or anything, so I'm gonna have to search videos or anything, or maybe you guys could tell me if all I need is a clock spring. I'm guessing it plugs in down there and has wires come out into the steering wheel, but I'm gonna need one. But for now, I'm just gonna set the wheel on there. Since I'm not driving it, it just sits in the showroom. I'm just gonna put the bolt loosely on so the wheel can't fall off. Obviously I'm not driving it, but I'm just gonna do that for now until I get a clock spring. And that way it just looks like it's on there, but it's not. You can see how much bigger this wheel is. So it kind of shows you how small the other one was. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just lightly put that on until I figure out what I'll need. If you guys have messed with this before, please let me know in the comments if I only need the clock spring or if there's anything else, because it looks like a pretty big gap back there. But who knows? I'll have to do some research. You guys let me know also. But like I said, we're just gonna put that on loosely for now. Got it all in. Like I said, it is just loose, but it's in. Horn buttons work as they should. Looks way better in here. Wheel's huge compared to the old one. But I started taking this out. It's gonna be a chore. It's actually got the real oil pressure. So yeah, I'm gonna start ripping this thing out. Hopefully I get as far as I can tonight so I don't have it sitting here Monday. But I'm gonna get that thing out and then put the original one in. Got it up here. So let's get to it. Little update. I got that weird thing off. I think a Schrader valve goes in there. I just put a plug in there for now until I figure it out, so it's done for now. I got the nitrous line out, or fuel line. Looks way cleaner. I don't got that stupid line in there. People are asking me if that has nitrous. Got the oil undone from the inside of the car. Out here, now I gotta figure out a way to get down in there and get it out. Right now I'm gonna get the coolant sensor out right there. See it back in there. Right there, the blue. Gotta get that out. I got this for it, so it'll be a factory. And then I'm gonna have to get an oil factory sensor down there. I'm just gonna put a plug in it for now, because obviously I'm not driving it. And there's that. It's actually a lot of work to go back to stock. It's just as much time taking it out than it is putting it in when you're trying to make it really nice and not spill anything in here. But it's starting to look pretty good. Just figured I'd give a little update before I finish it without doing anything. If I videoed it, I'm well over an hour deep into it, so you guys wouldn't want to watch the whole mess. And it's just literally stuff that anyone could do. Unscrews. So, little update. I'm gonna start getting the stuff ripped out, and then I'll show you it all put back together. And there it is, boys, all done. Cleaned the floor mat up. It wasn't stained, it's just dirt. There's what it looks like now. I just gotta I'm gonna tape the GPS thing right there, so it's kind of out of the way. Or maybe there, I don't know yet. I don't like how it hangs over. Maybe let's do that. I don't know yet. We're just gonna leave it for now. That doesn't look too bad. Steering was awesome. Happy I did that. So interior's looking pretty stocky. Nice. Door panel, I need a new one. It's got a little thing there and it's rubbing the side, but looking pretty good. All factory. Under the hood is looking way better. That stupid coolant thing used to run right here. Zip tied, thick wire, looked tacky. And then the nitrous line up front looks way better. Nothing weird going on anymore. So really cleaned the engine bay up. Looks pretty factory. So pretty happy. And tonight, I don't have time to do the back. This took longer than I thought. I kept all this stuff so I could sell it, so I didn't cut anything. And I unhooked everything the right way. But in the future, we got to paint this car. It looks super nice, but like that's shrinking, so it cracked. And then the hatch here, a little rust spot, and then a couple dents here. I don't know if someone tried to break in there. The bottom of the hatch doesn't have rust, but the top does. And the rest of it's really nice, but it is original paint. So if you look super close, you'll see all those little, they call them crow's feet, where the paint shrunk. It's got it all over. And then obviously you got your typical, where the things go. This one's actually cracked here. So the car driving on the road has a driver, super nice, but it's got its flaws up close, but it's a 93, you know what I mean? So you can't expect perfect. I didn't pay 40 grand for this car like most people are asking. And the underside of it is actually cleaner than the sides. So I'm happy with my purchase. It's starting to look awesome on the inside. I do need a window too. There's like a scratch. I don't know if he rubbed a garage or somebody keyed it or what, but the inside's looking super minty. I'm happy with that. But I tend to drive this car. I did buy it for an investment, but at the same time, I'm gonna enjoy this thing, just like the pace car. I don't buy my stuff just to let them sit on a hoist. That's why I don't buy super low mileage ones. I enjoy my stuff. So they're all licensed and insured. I can drive any of them anytime I want. So next time, same video, but next time I work on this, I'm gonna rip that sub out. Once the sub is out, then I'm gonna upload the video. Hopefully it's this week. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna move that on the inside of the wheel and put the battery back in here. I am not sure yet. I gotta think about it still. I feel like it would look good, but I'll keep pondering the idea. If I don't move it in this video, you let me know what you would do. So that's gonna do it for tonight. I'm gonna go home and eat, and then hopefully tomorrow or the next day I'll rip that sub out, and then we'll get this video out for you. Hey guys, it's been a little bit, a couple days. I'm gonna get back to the COBRA and get the sub out for us, get this video uploaded. But today, a lot of you guys ask what I work on every day. And I got something in the shop that I want to show you guys. It's not a Mustang, but same generation as the Fox body, and it's one of the most nostalgic cars. Everyone knows what they are, so let's take a look at it. Here it is, Grand National. Very pretty. The guy says it's all original paint, so I had to do a lot of paintless dent repair. It wasn't anything too drastic, but there was a lot of small little dents from like storage wear and getting in and out. Nothing huge. They all came out pretty good. And this thing's a beaut. I want to say it's an 87 because it's got the chrome grille, but I'm not really educated on these. But super clean car. It's nice getting cars in these that people just are obsessed with, like Supras and stuff. It's nice to actually get and sit in them and see what the obsession's about, and these things are pretty dang sweet. I think he's getting a new radio or having it rebuilt, making it all original, but this thing's pretty badass. So had to show it a little bit, show you guys kind of stuff I work on every once in a while. I hardly ever work on daily drivers. Not sure how much is factory under the hood. I doubt the blue couplers are, but like I said, I'm not huge into these. Still has the mat under the hood, which is pretty rare for older cars. Has 82,000 original miles, I believe. Find the key, show you guys in the trunk. Figured I'd just take a second, stop the Mustang stuff for once, even though most of you guys are probably Mustang freaks on my channel. Look at this trunk, man. Like, you could like put a Fox body in here. Full size spare. Pretty cool. You guys that know all these, you can see it's real. I think there's supposed to be a 48 in there or something. I don't know. Pretty, it's gotta be real. Pretty cool. Like I said, I love seeing this stuff. But anyways, let's get that Fox body pushed out and get that sub out of there and see how much better the back will look without it. I think it'll look way better without it. But like I said, figured I'd show you guys this. Pretty cool. Got it pretty straight. And let me know if you guys also think these things are cool. You can always love Mustangs, but you still got to respect other cars. So let me know in the comments. All right, guys, it's the next day. I didn't have time to do it. We have time today. We're gonna rip this system out. Not sure what it all consists of since I didn't put it in, but we're gonna get to it. Shouldn't be too hard. I'm guessing you just ran the wires under the carpet to the battery here. So let's dig into it. All right, guys. Yeah, he has them pretty tight here. Bunch of wires in here. His amp wire he has running too is tiny, like super tiny, like 4 gauge. All right, I got to show you guys this. All right, guys, this is what we're dealing with here. Look at that. I don't see a circuit breaker whatsoever for the power wire. Yep, straight to the battery. And so is hot. So there's that. Kind of glad I'm looking at this now. So I'm gonna start ripping these wires out, and I'll let you know if I find anything else that is kind of sketchy. Got all this stuff undone. I pulled the battery out. It is an Optima, and if I move the battery to the front, I needed an Optima anyway. I'll show you why here in a second. But right now, We're gonna see if this thing will slide out easily. I think that's just holds in by those things, like that. Kind of was afraid of those holes there. Gonna have to find new carpet. Which this carpet seems to be original and it's in really good shape, so that kind of sucks. He put wood under here, like a false floor. So we're gonna rip all this stuff out and see what we got. I really think the battery's gonna go in the front. I'll show you the holder that I have. Bought it for an 03 Cobra a long time ago and never used it. So this is kind of what I want. I had it powder coated a while back. I was gonna put it in my DSG, so I did that, but I could always make this red to match all the red and black under the hood. So I think that would look a lot better. You guys can let me know in the comments what you guys think. But as for the back, it looks so much cleaner without anything. I'm kind of old and don't care for systems anymore. So I think we're gonna ditch this. Like I said, the kids, the old owner's kids named it Venom. So this is all custom etched. I think it means a lot to him, so I might ship it back to him. But I'm gonna finish up ripping that out and see what we got underneath. There it is, got it all out. Looks way cleaner in here. He told me he dynamited the whole car, but did a really good job. Looks good here. He did have a spare tire in here, and it is a 5-lug, since this is a 5-lug conversion car. So it must be out of a 99 through 04 or 96 through 04. Got that stuff. I'm still deciding if I want to put that battery holder in. So I have to go pick my daughter up from school, and I'm gonna kind of think about it. So I think I'll move that in the fender so you don't see it and put it there. But we will see, because then I think I only got to run the power there and then the ground of the motor and the chassis there, so it shouldn't be too hard. So I think I'm gonna, because I can stop at Napa after I pick her up and get the cable I need. So the hard part would be moving that without cutting too many wires. So we'll see when I get back what I decide. And yeah, I'm gonna think about it. But for right now, I'm gonna throw this stuff back in here, make it look a little bit more put together. And I'm glad the system's out. It looks way better. Way better. I wish those holes weren't there. Dang it. You guys gotta see this. So I said I had to put this in the fender well or whatever. Well, I started cleaning it up. I don't know why it was so oily in this area. It's super oily, so I've been cleaning it up. Anyways, I went to moving it in and out of the way. It was only hooked up a ground and a power. These things weren't hooked up at all. Just the jumper to the coil. So honestly, I don't think this is doing anything. It can't. It's getting power, but it's not bringing it anywhere. So I literally think it's just sitting in there. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna throw the battery in there. I'm gonna show you what it'll look like. And if the car starts, I'm just leaving that thing out because I don't need it anyway. This will sit in here like this. I think that looks good. And if the car starts and runs, I'm gonna paint the little SVT in red today. Give it a little contrast to the rest of the engine bay. I think that'll look good in there. So you guys let me know what you think, if I should have left it in the back, which it doesn't take much to put it in the back. The wire still ran, so I'm just gonna hook it up this way and see if I like it. And I'm pretty sure I will, but that's kind of funny that wasn't even hooked up. So it made it a lot easier. Don't even gotta move it. So I wanna get the battery in there and see if it fires up. All right guys, I got this all painted up. If you guys wonder how I do this, if you want to try, I use a wire, wrap it around my finger and use it as like a pencil. You dip it and you just go in increments of like half to 1/8 inch. And yeah, just go slow. Works good. Just wrap it around your thumb, hold it like this, like a pencil, and Pretty easy. And how thickness of wire you want is how thick you want in there. But anyways, got that done. Looks awesome. Looks better than the DSG in there, that's for sure. And then I did hook the battery up and it started right up, so that MSD was never hooked up. So that's kind of funny, but we're gonna throw this on there now. I'm gonna hook the battery cables up for the last time, bolt this down, and then I'll show you what it looks like. There's the final product, how it looks. I love it. Really cleans it up in here. I kind of want to get an intake now with the air filter over here and get a red filter, so it kind of offsets the red on both sides. But we will see. I like the texture of this, and previously I said I might powder coat valve covers, intake, and the cold air intake pipe, so it's all matching. I think I'm gonna do that over the winter while we paint the car. But yeah, it looks pretty good. It starts right up, so that MSD wasn't hooked up. That's kind of funny, but we're gonna throw it on the hoist now because this goes underneath the car, and we're gonna dig all that out so it's gone. And then we did get the clock spring in. As you guys remember, I left the steering wheel loose. So I'm gonna take the wheel back out, put the clock spring in. I didn't even bolt this down, just sitting in here. Show you guys something else that I need too, that I'd found out. Because like I said, I didn't know what I all needed. I need the harness that goes from these two into the one gray clip. They sit back here like this. And then there's a little cover that goes here. I need that too, so I'm on the hunt for that. There's none on eBay currently, so little steering wheel swap's turning into quite the little project. But we're gonna get the clock spring in now, and then I can bolt the steering wheel in for good. Leave the airbag loose since I'm gonna need that little pigtail, but I'm gonna do that now, and then I'll rip that wire out. So you guys let me know how you guys are liking how it's coming along. Would you have left the battery in the back, or do you like it in the front? I think it looks good in the front. Get rid of this big bulky thing. Probably end up shipping it back to them. It is cool though, but we'll see. And I'm gonna order the carpet for the back now since those two holes are there. I still have to take the rods off, see how he connected them to the car. But yeah, really cleaned it up in here. I like the black and red going on with the black car, so we're probably gonna leave that how it is. And there's not too much. If I wanted to put this car back to factory, I wouldn't need much. Basically distributor, spark plug wires, and paint, little stuff like that. Battery tray's cheap. So maybe I'll start putting together the pieces and just put them in a box in the attic. And if I ever sell the car, I say I have all the stock parts for it. And because some people think that they're worth more factory, I think this looks a little bit better, but we'll see. And hope you guys liked watching this video. Next time you see this car, I'll probably be sanding it for the paint job. And that'll probably be after the pace car paint job. That one needs it more than this one in my opinion. This car is super nice. Like I said, it's just the factory paint shrinking and little cracks everywhere, mainly on the roof. And other than that, the paint's pretty nice on this. So this one could get by with not getting a paint job, basically paint the spoiler and hatch, and maybe touch up the fenders and front bumper, because whoever painted those before kind of sucked. Same with the hood. Fiberglass hood's starting to shrink a little bit. But I don't know. I'm gonna paint it for sure, but I just don't know if it's gonna be this winter or next summer or the winter after. Haven't really decided. The pace car for sure needs one. I'm more picky about that car. Like I said, this is more of an investment car. It's fun to drive, but the pace car to me is more my style. So hope you guys liked watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you would have left that in the back or you like it in the front. See you on the next one.